Fallout New Vegas, like Vegas itself, is full of excess. The courier can easily become completely overpowered, a walking armory/pharmacy that cannot be killed. But what if they weren't? Just how hard is Fallout New Vegas if the courier has nothing? I intend to find out, and this means no weapons, no armor, no chems, no items at all apart from main quest items, no side quests that require the use of any item other than a key, and no companions. There will be exactly one exception to these rules, because I'll be damned if I complete a run of Fallout New Vegas without saving the goodest boy of the Mojave. We're also picking normal mode because our courier isn't a cannibal, and today isn't a good day to die of starvation. So let's jump in. This is Courier 6. She has nothing, not even hair, because that's how she rolls. The bullet to the brain might have left her a little short on smarts, but at least she is strong enough to carry all the things she'll never have, and she has a high enough endurance to soak up the hundreds of bullets she'll be healing with water and hour-long naps. Most skills will be useless on this run, so I take Science, Speech, and Unarmed. I also took Heavy Hitter to maximise general damage, and Wild Wasteland because, well, who doesn't? Leaving Doc Mitchell's house, he is kind enough to give me some supplies, which I immediately drop at his feet, before heading out the door. It then turns out Sunny Smiles is not impressed by me punching bottles off the fence, so I guess there's no tutorial today. And this also means no way to get to Ringo, who will spend the rest of his life locked in the gas station. With nothing better to do in Goodsprings, I hunted down some bugs for XP before heading off to Prim. These convicts are really annoying to deal with, and with no healing items allowed, I have to make a number of trips to the Goodsprings source. This doesn't work so well when one of my runs leaves me crippled, so I return to Doc Mitchell, but he has no interest in putting me back together again without payment. Guess he really didn't appreciate me rejecting his supplies. I instead take refuge in a powder ganger camp. I promptly forget their whole deal, and step on a landmine. It doesn't kill me, and I am able to drag myself to a mattress. I wake a couple hours later to find the powder gangers completely unremorseful for the landmine incident.
Never gets old when something blows up.
I head back to Prim to finish saving Deputy Beagle, and I'm about to head off to Novak, but the NCR want my help to deal with the correctional facility. I oblige, but because I'm quite weak and the powder gangers have guns, this mostly consists of me beating up one guy in the visitor center, killing another guy in a tower, and leaving the rest to the soldiers. I do meet Sheriff Myers in the visitor center, and he is completely uninterested in the fight occurring around him, which makes me glad I didn't pick him as sheriff. Having achieved glorious victory for the NCR, I head off towards Novak. On the way, I go through Nipton and run into the Legion. I hear about 2 powder gangers that have been taken by the Legion, and I decide, because I want experience points, to go and save them. They don't look like they are in need of rescuing, but I do it anyway, and then I move on. After I arrive in Novak, I meet Manny, who wants me to help deal with the ghouls at the rep contest site. Sadly, the quest to come fly with me involves collecting items, so I can't help him. Instead, I access his computer to grab the location of Boulder City and leave Novak. After getting some info on Benny from the Great Khans and telling everyone to play nice, I finally head to Freeside. An NCR Ranger is there to greet me and to give me an emergency radio, in case I run into any trouble. He assures me that the NCR will always be there to help me. He then immediately runs away as I get attacked by thugs. NCR in a nutshell, I guess. After spending some time in Freeside, I use my unique intellectual abilities to recruit and then immediately abandon Arcade Gannon, in case I need him later to perform surgery. I then pick up Rex and take him to get his brain fixed. I only let Rex accompany me on his own quest before dropping him back to the King, because having him around would make the rest of the run way too easy. Incidentally, Rex's new brain is the one exception I allowed myself for non-main quest items. Leaving Rex behind, I'm now faced with the problem of how to get into the strip. I won't use the passport as it's not a mandatory item, and I don't have the caps to pass the credit check. So it's up to Camp McCarran to use the monorail after ingratiating myself to the NCR. Most NCR quests also require items, so it's a complete grind finding ones that don't, but eventually convincing a Great Khan that he should stop taking revenge on the NCR for slaughtering his people does the job, and I'm now liked by the NCR. Taking the monorail, I make it to the strip and head off to the tops to confront Benny. I administer the world's most basic IQ test, which Benny fails spectacularly, so he gets eliminated in his sleep, no weapons required. And I am then free to chat with Yes Man. I stop by the Lucky 38 before leaving the strip and heading off to the fort to meet Kaiser. Kaiser wants me to destroy the vault under the fort, and I do give it a go. But turns out punching generators doesn't make them explode no matter how hard you try. So it's on to plan B, and we'll do what Mr. House wants for now. Only we can't because turrets. I head off to grind a few more levels and come back when my science stat is high enough to turn off the turrets. Then I run back past the robots and update the Securitrons. Mr. House was pleased to show me the updates, and not so pleased when I showed him you don't always need technology to solve your problems. With Mr. House out of the way, I tried helping Kaiser, but he sent me to the Boomers to ask for their help or to eliminate their leadership. The Boomer questline also requires using items, and while Pearl was easy enough to dispose of, Loyal was not. And so Kaiser's plans for the Mojave were unknowingly foiled by an old guy with a sledgehammer, and the impatience of a courier. I'll be damned if I side with the NCR, so at this point an independent Vegas it is. I give Yes Man the good news and he is thrilled. I visit all the tribes doing the bare minimum to say I want to ignore them, though I do help the White Glove Society with their dinner plans. Mortimer did try giving me a cattle prod to use on the target to knock him out and get him in the bin. Obviously I couldn't use this, but the guy was willing to get in the bin just because I asked him nicely. I then go on to save the president with my fists, because the Legion only brought one sniper rifle to take out the most high-profile target in the Mojave. I update the El Dorado substation and am immediately killed by the NCR, who then helpfully forget what I did once I load back in. And then it was back to Hoover Dam, where I had a chat with the most gullible guards ever, redirected power to the fort, ran from the Legion, and hid under bridges, before making my way into the Legate's camp. Praetorian guards are hard, so I ran in circles while my Securitron buddy slowly took the first one down. I then ran past the others and convinced the Legate that giving up now and going back to Kaiser in defeat would definitely work out better for him than it did Joshua Graham. After Lanius left for a vacation in the Grand Canyon, I told General to leave and he obliged. Yes Man then made some very pointed comments about updating himself to be more assertive, and I for one will welcome our new robot overlord. But with that the game was finished, proving Fallout New Vegas can be beaten without any non-essential main quest items. But seriously, it was a complete grind and I do not recommend it, though it did give me a new appreciation for the game. It also kind of made me want to try doing the same for Lonesome Road, though with the tunnelers I'm not sure that's possible. Thanks for watching, let me know if you want to see similar videos in the future, and please don't forget to like and subscribe before you go.